Hi YouTube, welcome at long last back to Not Suitable for Mum. Yeah, been a while. As you know, I had a bit of illness a while back. And then I want to see my folks for a couple of weeks, you know, Mother's Day, all that sort of thing. Anyway, yeah, back now, and we're getting on with the Q&A thing. I've got a bunch of notes here, right? I've got about, I think it's about 21 questions, something like 21, 22, can't remember. I'm going to basically read them out, give everyone a shout out, go and check out all their channels, yeah, all that sort of thing. And then once I've done this, hopefully, if not today, tomorrow, I'll do the actual draw for the prize that I said I was going to give to someone. Okay. Forgive me if I'm a bit garbled. I've still got this tickly throat. I'm just trying to get on and do stuff, so as you can hear. Yeah, just bear with me, let's crack on. Before I do, I just want to give a couple of shout outs to Ladies Gart, Sky and Gamer Pie. Nice to see you guys back, I haven't seen you for ages, hope you're doing well. I know you didn't ask any questions, but appreciate the comments, and the same goes for everybody else. I'm not going to read out all the comments, but really do appreciate you guys for your support and all the rest of it. Anyway, enough waffle, let's crack on. So the first questions or so I've got here is from Lee P and the Sprogs, and he said, what is your most memorable moment you've recorded? Probably my Canada videos. I know that's fairly recent, all the rest of it, but the reason I say that is because it's something I never ever thought I'd get to do. I got to catch up with my best mate, right, and just hang out for a few weeks. Yeah, just a good time to see a lot of amazing, beautiful scenery. I know I didn't upload all of them, but you got a little bit of a taste of what there was, and it was just such a fun experience, you know, and having all this just incredible things to see. Yeah, and admit I didn't record them all myself because we had the sunlight on the phone. It was really difficult to see, especially with my sight, but you know, getting that, putting it together and all the rest of it, yeah, it was just really great trip and something I'll never ever forget. Okay, so again from Lee P and the Sprogs, what is the favourite item that you filmed? Okay, I'm going to go a bit soppy here. My favourite thing that I ever filmed, that I received or bought or whatever, was probably my box that I got from the Funko community. A lot of really decent people. I'm not going to name everybody because they know who they are. And basically I was in the hospital and had a minor stroke, and people got together and they sent me an amazing box of gifts. I was gobsmacked by it, didn't know it was going to happen, right? But you guys know who you are. Again, as I said back then, thank you ever so much. Even if I don't hear a lot from you these days, it's still my thoughts and all the rest of it, and you know where I am if you ever want to get in touch. Let's move on before I get too emotional again, because I really did get emotional about that. Anyway, thank you, Lee. Really appreciate those questions, mate. Obviously, you'll be entered in the draw. Next one is from the Geeky Heathen. Okay, so what is your favourite video you have made for YT and why? Well, are those the videos I said were memorable and all the things are my favourite thing to perhaps film that I received? One of my real favourite ones to do was I made a video where I got, again, the Funko community and other friends to submit their versions of a kids TV thing, and that was really fun to put together because obviously I had to find the clips, I had to put in the audio in the correct places, and I even did a thing where I used a bit of the old green screen Alpha Chrome or whatever it's called thingy, and put everything on a TV set. And that was just like, it was a bit of hard work, but it was fun to do. It was really, you know, it was quite creative, and people got a kick of it. I'd love to do one again. So, you know, if you guys ever are interested in doing it and want to contribute, please let me know, and I'll seriously consider doing another one. Okay. And the other question that Glenn submitted was, what is your go-to feel better soup? Well, any soup, right? I like cream of tomato. I will have chicken. I will sometimes have a mushroom. The rare occasion I'll have maybe minestrone or oxtail. But no, tomato soup. Nice bit of chunky bread. Yeah, lovely jubbly. Picks you right up. And fills the gap. You know, sometimes you don't feel like cooking, don't feel much like eating. But that's a good hearty meal. Yeah, spot on. Okay. So, what have we got next? Oh, this is from Key Tons of Fun. Justin the Keaton. Yeah, my friends in America. Got some questions for me. So, what is the favourite game you've played for a video, and what video ended up ticking you off the most? So, both game related. My favourite game to play on there has to be Bubble Bobble. Great game. Silly, stupid, very simplistic. You blow bubbles at monsters, you capture them, you pop the bubbles, get the fruit, go on to the next level. Simple. Great game. Love the music, love the animation. You know, very 80s, but great. And the one that really annoyed me the hell out of me, I love the game, but it's so bloody difficult, and that's Chase HQ. For those of you that don't know it, basically you're in a cop car, yeah, unmarked, going down them highways, chasing after this enemy that you got to find, avoiding the other cars, and then you got to smash the bugger off the road and arrest him. So damn difficult just to catch up with them. I think the furthest I've ever got is to level 2, and I didn't manage that. I got to the second car, caught up with him, but the time just ends up running down. It's so unforgiving and so difficult. Anyway, thank you, Justin Keaton. Excuse me. Appreciate that. Okay, the next one is from Nick Tyrrell, and in fact he's got several for me. So let's get on with it. So, what was the favourite pop you own? I had to think real hard and long about this. I've got so many now, it's really difficult, but one that springs to mind, and I still love it, right, is the Hulkbuster that I think came in Marvel Collector Core box. Yeah, just a great looking pop, all nice and shiny. Yeah, it just stands out really well. With these questions, I will try and put, if not my picture of it, a picture of the items that I mentioned, just so you get an idea. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's probably my favourite pop still. And I've got, as I say, I've got a hell of a lot. Okay. Do you have any pop grails? If so, what are they? I don't often use the term grail, really. The stuff that I've wanted quite a lot. But I suppose one that was really bugging me that I didn't have in my collection, and I spent a fair bit of cash on, was the original Hobgoblin from the, again, Marvel Collector Core Year 1 box. Just fantastic pop. Love the character. Not quite as good as Green Goblin, but he was easy to get. So, yeah, this one was difficult. It's eluding me for ages. I finally bit the bullet and I got it. Great pop. Love it. Yeah, again, I'll try and put a picture up for you. Okay, what else did he ask me? Are you a footy fan away from the channel? Not really. I used to like it before the Premiership. I was a big fan of, obviously, my hometown, Southampton. And I also supported Liverpool and Arsenal. Liverpool especially, because they were just amazing back then. We're talking like the late 70s, early 80s. Kenny Dalglish, Ian Rush. Yeah, just fantastic. And of course with Saints. Alright, Kevin Keegan was in Liverpool as well. But yeah, Kevin Keegan and Mickey Shannon, yeah, all those guys. Just games were a lot more competitive. The guys seemed to put in more effort. They seemed to have a lot more fun, and it wasn't all about the money. Nowadays, I'll probably watch the World Cup when England are involved, the European Cup obviously, and that's about it. The rest of it, I just don't bother with, because it's a lot of fannying about as far as I'm concerned. I just haven't got time for that nonsense. So yeah, sorry, but that's how I feel about footy. Okay. What else did you say? Favourite record you own? I'm going to go with my favourite band. Probably both. Start again. Probably Post Orgasmic Chill by Skunk Anansie. Great album. My favourite band of all time. Some amazing songs. I like the vast majority of their stuff, obviously, but this was like a really strong album, and showed how much they've evolved. They've done stuff before, they've done stuff since, but this is the one that always stands out for me. So yeah, I've got to go for that one. Okay, and then favourite retro game of all time. Well, I have mentioned this before, but it's Bubble Bobble. Yeah, if you want to talk really old school. If you're talking more recent, then it would be something like the Burnout series or Kingdom Hearts. I love both of those games, but really retro old school, yeah, Bubble Bobble. Just a daft fun game. Okay, so thank you for those, Nick. Next one is from Tell Talks. He said, this made me laugh, right? He came with us to Liverpool Comic Con last year, right? Great guy. Again, as I say with all of these, check out his channel, all the rest of it. But yeah, he met up with us. Great time had by all, and also with the Pop Tart Lee. Yeah, we all had a laugh. But he asked, what was it like sharing the room with Leroy, and what was his worst habit? Leroy's not too bad actually to share a room with, believe it or not. Despite what you guys might think or wish that happened, nothing dodgy went down. We just had a good laugh, you know, spent a bit of time chatting, and to be honest with you, with all the things that we were doing on the Friday and Saturday, we spent so much time just exploring Liverpool. We went to the Cavern Club. We did the con itself, the after show party. Normally when we got back, we were so tired and hungry that we just basically grabbed some food and then went to Kip. That was it. But yeah, you know, he's a decent guy. Right, as far as YouTube's concerned, one of my best mates on here. Great friends, and yeah, just all round top bloke. And his worst habit, probably the amount of time he takes to get ready. You know, I can go in, alright, yeah, sometimes I need a shave, that could take a while, but I usually try and be prepared before I go anywhere. Go in, have a shower, have a wash, do my teeth, all the rest of it, bloody blah, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Hour later, at least there, still there, fixing his hair, fixing his beard, making sure everything's exactly where it needs to be, right? And he doesn't need to do it, he looks fine, you know, as he is. But he does take a long time. And thank goodness he'd had all his nails and all the rest of it done by Cassia before we went, because otherwise that would have taken another half an hour or so. He does take a long time to get ready. The other funny thing about him, not really a bad habit, it's just something that he does, is he's got a really bad sense of direction. So if we haven't got a sat-nav, we're screwed. But yeah, that's it really. You know, I'm not going to pick holes at the guy, because, you know, he's a good guy. Okay, so thank you for those, Tel. Okay, then we have a question from Wayno's World of Pops. And I think it's just the one from him. Oh no, no, we got two, in fact. So the first one, what was the first pop you ever bought? Well, I got it in my mum and dad's hometown of Bognor, and I went to a place called Movie Mania, right in the centre. No longer with us, unfortunately, they closed down. But I picked up the 1966 Batmobile, and I love that pop. It's a great, great pop, really, really cool. I used to love the show. I've not got anything else from the series, because I'm an OG collector of the comic book ones. But, you know, that's a great, great pop. Absolutely loved it. And whilst I was there on holiday, I picked up a few more, and really that's where my collection started. And I haven't stopped in, well, over 6 years. I was getting them even before I started the channel. So, long time. Okay, and he said, what was the first album you bought? Well, I had lots of stuff bought for me as a kid by my folks, but probably the first one I spent my own money on was, and I can't remember which order it was in, so I'm going to say both. One was some Disney album that I happened to see when I was in Ireland, and I thought, that's something nice to listen to. I like a lot of the songs, yeah. Being a kid, you do. And we're talking the classic Disney stuff like Jungle Book, Robin Hood, all that kind of thing. Not the newer stuff, right? And as a kid, I love that kind of thing. So yeah, it was either that, or it might have been that I bought a bootleg version, didn't know at the time, bootleg version of Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. Probably round about the same year. I really don't remember. But yeah, I brought that for, I think it was under a $5. As for actual vinyl record, I really don't know, but maybe Prince Charming. But those were the main ones I think I got. You know, first thing I bought with my own cash. Yeah, so thank you for that, Wayne. I've got a couple of daft questions in here, so we'll do these as well. I said I would, so you know I'm up for it. You know I don't mind a bit of silliness on the channel. We got one from Big Inzy. So I'll read this as he's written it. If a jumbo sausage were to have a fight with a Savoy sausage, which would win and why? And the jumbo sausage is one of the unbuttered kind, in case you were wondering. So, how do you decide on such a thing? I've never seen a sausage fight. Thank goodness. I expect there's a couple of people I know that have done it. But yeah, I'm going to say that Savoy will win, because just the name, Savoy, yeah, you think, that's a big bad bastard, that is. Right, that's going to smack the shit out of anything. So, probably that. But, if the jumbo sausage was bad, then it might stand a chance. You know, might get a lucky slap in. Yeah. Thank you for that, Rich. I really appreciate it, mate. Then we got some questions from Justin, Fireborn XEG 5000. Good mate of mine. These are all good buddies. These are all people that I know really, really well. He has asked, you recently brought back the big bag of shite. I did. The under a $5 bag. What, if I could, hang on, where we are, I've got to get this right, sorry, I'm all over the place at the moment. Do I plan to bring any other things back? Yes I do. Hopefully this next week you will see the return of 33s and 45s, so not just me showing off some records, although I have got that to do, but doing a one-off, playing a bit of music, showing you the song, letting you have a listen, giving my thoughts on the record, back like I used to do. Do want to get back into doing those, because they're a lot of fun to do. You know, a little bit of hard work finding out the information, putting all the text and all the rest of it, but yes, that is coming back. I'm also going to be doing Retro Rewind. I've asked people what they want me to do a while back. That is happening. It's just a question of when and where, and I get the time to get on and do it, because I've got loads of unboxings to come as well. But yes, both of those coming back, and I'm also working on something brand new. So watch this space. That will be coming hopefully within the next month or so. Probably won't be doing the food challenges. That's what he did want to know, simply because my poor stomach can't take it anymore. I've got this hiatus hernia. I can't manage it. Just, you know, my stomach won't let me. So, probably not doing those again, but who knows? Never say never, eh? Okay, so this one is from Robot in Disguise. Really, really good mate of mine. Some of you may know him, others won't. I will leave it at that. He doesn't own the channel, but I've known the guy for absolutely ages, and he's the best mate a guy could ask for. So really, really, you know, pleased that he's asking me something on here. Again, more daft questions. He said, when will there be more content about clove fire hydrants and valves? Far more interesting than Pops. Yeah, well, this is a funny thing. He doesn't like watching unboxings, but this is a guy that said he'd never collect Pops, and he's probably got close to 60 of them, if not more, I'd say. A lot of it video game related, and he's a big video game fan, so he can be forgiven for that, right? But yeah. Regarding the fire hydrants, I know you sent me stuff before, mate. If you seriously want me to put them in a video, I'll put them in there for a giggle. I'll illustrate it, because yes, in Canada, I think it is it Canada or is it Colorado? I can never remember which. Maybe it's both. I don't know. But there are things called the clove fire hydrants. Big bold letters on the front of it, CLOW. They exist. But yeah, mate, and if you want to send me a whole bunch of stuff, I'll do a little montage, right? And I'll put it up if you really want me to, you know. And then he asked me about my baseball hat. Now, I haven't got the one that he's on about. He's on about my New York Yankees hat. He calls it Old Faithful because I've had it for years. And he wants to know how many I had. Honestly, mate, I cannot remember. You know, they've got tatty. They've disappeared. I lost one in a mosh pit. And that was pretty much brand new. Lost that and never saw it again. It disappeared. I've probably had about 9 of them altogether, maybe, of the Yankees one. I've had lots of other ones as well. I've had several of these ones. I've had some Star Wars ones, Indiana Jones one. I've got a Nightwing one. A few others here and there. Chicago Bears one, yeah. But yeah, the Yankees one is always sort of like my go-to cap. I'm not a baseball fan, but I just like the logo. You know, I'll straight up admit it. I like the logo. Like, I do like the Raiders. I do like the Raiders. But yeah, yeah, probably about 9 of them, I would say, mate. And probably many more to come. I suspect by the time I'm finished with this world, I'll be up to 30 odd. So I had to go yet. Thank you for those, mate. Okay, and then last but not least, we have some questions from Mr. Pop-Tart himself. Oh no, wait a minute. More than that. I stand corrected. We got a few more than that. Right, okay. I will do Pop-Tarts because they're here, and then I'll remember there's a few other questions as well. Right. Am I still waiting in the queue for Charlie Hunnam? Now, for those who don't know who Charlie is, he played Jack Teller in Sons of Anarchy. And yep, at the Liverpool Comic Con, I didn't have it pre-booked or anything. I tried to get his autograph. Unfortunately, I had to come away because I had booked, I can't remember, Giancarlo, I can't remember his last name. Anyway, he played Gus in Breaking Bad, Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian, and Sted Edgar in The Boys. Oh no, sorry, not The Boys. Yes, The Boys. Yeah, The Boys. Get it right. Yeah, so I was pre-booked for that, so I had to go off and get that. Would I have still been in the queue? Probably not. I ended up getting a bit ticked off because the queue was going nowhere. To be fair, I think the guy was spending a lot of time talking to fans, which is his prerogative, and I'd rather he do that than just go, bugger off sort of thing, which a lot of stars did. Yeah, you know, so, I mean, you know, maybe, I'll get to meet him another day. I'm not too worried, you know, it was a kind of a spur of the moment thing, but, you know, it would have been nice to get, but hey ho, there you go, that is life. So, yeah, not still there, mate, but I was there for plenty long enough. Thank you very much. And yeah, in my mind, I'm still there. It's the thing of nightmares. Okay. And then he said, if you could do one thing on your channel, right, and you had to decide from games, pups, or vinyl records, I think really I'd probably stick with gaming. Not because necessarily it's my favourite thing, because if I could probably do music forever, I'd do music forever. But the truth of the matter is, I can't afford it. I don't have the space. Yeah. And eventually I will have to stop with both those and pops. Whereas the gaming, I've got something ridiculous like 30,000 games I could go through. Never going to get through them all. Right? A lot of them are carbon copies as well. But, you know, that I could do forever. It not really cost me anything. And don't have to make space for it. As long as I've got a decent computer, I'm good to go. So yeah, I think if I had to choose, it would be gaming. Okay, then we have one from Leroy Scribbles, and he asked me another daft question: is it true that you once met Napoleon Bonaparte and you asked him what he eats in order to grow so tall? Yes, mate, yes I did. And then, when he gave me an answer I didn't like, I headbutted him in the testicles. And he's the reason why he said, "Not tonight, Josephine." So there you go. There's your answer to that one. Hey, you ask a stupid question, you're going to get a stupid answer. You should know that by now. Well, I did have to do a bit of editing after all. For some bizarre reason, maybe it's because it's a giveaway and YouTube don't want him to win again. I have some questions for Mr. Wayne Deacon. Yeah, I don't know why they're not showing up on my comments. I couldn't find them anywhere, but he definitely sent me some. I know he did. Anyway, send them to me again. So, here we go. He said, first of all, am I still a virgin? You cheeky fucker, no I'm not. However, it was a long time ago, right? But it's still more recently than you did. Right. There you go, you asked. My favourite swear word, probably bollocks. I think that's a funny word. It just makes me chuckle every time I say it. but I also like the term cockwomble. Just stupid. Most underrated superhero. Oh, crikey. Do you know what? I'm going to say Moon Knight. Because I know he's had his series and everything. But before that, a lot of people didn't know who the hell he was. And I think he's quite a complex character. Quite interesting with his split personality disorder and all the rest of it. So, you know, and he's a bit more ruthless than Batman is. He do things Batman would never do. So yeah, Moon Knight. Most underrated popular collection. God, crikey! Now you're asking. I've got so many of the bloody things. You don't make life this easy for me, do you, mate? Maybe the Kingdom Hearts collection as a whole. I know a lot of people like it, but it's not one that you see a lot of. Trying to think. You really stumped me on this, mate. Maybe the not like a set one as such, but maybe like the Monsters Inc. ones that they did, the three of them that they did, because I can't think of one in particular. Sorry, that's just like completely thrown me. But yeah, probably those, just because they're different and that. And as I said, I've not seen a lot of people sort of show them off. I think I'm the only one that I know that's got them. Maybe one other person. So yeah, don't know. That's probably the closest to it. Okay, and then the final one from you is was it like in World War One? You'd have hated it, mate. There was a ration on Jazz Mags. So that's what I'm going to say about that. There you go, mate. He did say Fave Comic as well. Fave Comic, probably Teen Titans #1. Yeah, just because it's my favourite comic book. Yeah, there you go. Alright, anyway, that's it. Back to normal service. Okay, and finally, he finally got round to submitting one. Thank you very much, Mr. Jimmy Barnes. He asked me what were my 3 favourite sitcoms. Difficult question, but the 3 that instantly sprang to mind, and there's probably others that I like possibly as equally, if not more so, but these are just the 3 that sprang to mind. I would say Red Dwarf. I absolutely read Red Dwarf. I'm a big sci-fi fan anyway, and just the fact that they were basically taking the mickey out of things like Star Trek and Star Wars and all that, and just having a grand old time with it. Yeah. Just fantastic, really good watch. Maybe not the more recent stuff, that didn't sit as well, but certainly the first 6 seasons maybe, they were just great when the two guys that were writing were together, and you know, because one of them went off and did other things in the end. Yeah, those first sort of 6 or so, I can't remember how many it was, but they were great, just good, really good fun, and just made me chuckle like a drain. So, yeah. Now, I'd also say the classic, the young ones, because I think I was pretty young when that came out. I mean, that was the early 80s, wasn't it? So, maybe just before my teens, and obviously you had a bit of profanity. There was all the burp and the fart gags, you know, classic English humour, but done just in a very different way. These 4 very individual characters. You had the sort of activist. I don't know what the hell he was supposed to be. Rick Mayall's character, Rick, was just brilliant. I loved him. Right, Cliff Richard fan, all the rest of it. Just a complete head case. Vivian, who was the punk, all the piercings and studs everywhere, probably way ahead of his time. Again, another nutbag, right? Those two together, if you've ever seen Bottom and stuff like that, you know the two, right? They were comedy partners for years. Those two always bouncing off each other, and they were brilliant. And then you had Neil, the hippie, right, who was just doom and gloom. Everything was a tragedy. Yeah, it was like everything got really heavy, and he was always spaced out of his mind. Great. And then your Mike, who was sort of like the wheeler dealer, bit of a dodgy geezer, but the more sensible one out of all of them. And then you had Alexis Sale in there as well, being the landlord, and a bunch of other characters. It's just so goofy and just so off the wall. I'd never seen anything like it, and as a kid it was fantastic. I loved it. Brilliant. Anyway, my third choice, and these are in no order, is Father Ted. I love Father Ted. Just these Irish blokes, you know, all sort of supposed to be holy men and all the rest of it, all being exiled effectively to this island because of things they've done that could be considered against God's wishes, you know, against the cloth, all the rest of it, like scams and drinking and womanizing and all the rest of it, and then Father Dougal just being a complete idiot and not knowing what the hell was going on, what he was doing, being a priest in the first place. Just fantastic. My favourite Jack, my favourite character was Father Jack, just sitting there shouting out random stuff at the top of his lungs. Drink! Nuns! And one thing he never said, but I wish he did, was, I like cake! They missed a trick with that one. But yeah, just absolutely mental. When Mrs. Doyle just keep badgering people to have a cup of tea and getting nasty if they didn't have one. And then when they finally said yes, she just bugger off. Absolutely daft as a brush. Fantastic show, loved it. It's a shame that it ended. Obviously, I can never remember his name, I do apologise. The guy that played Father Ted passed away, and really you couldn't have done the series without any of them in it. You know, perfect chemistry, fantastic. Anyway, that really is it. Again, thank you ever so much to everybody that commented, that left a question, you know, sent their good wishes. Thank you so much. Really, really do appreciate it. You guys are wonderful human beings, and if anyone says otherwise, you can give them a slap from me and tell them I said so. The draw will take place very, very soon. I'm not exactly sure when. I may get it done today. If not, I'll try and get it done tomorrow. But yeah, hopefully within the week, everyone that asked the question will get entered. And yes, Mr. Deacon, because you shared it on social media, you do get an extra entry. So yes, you have two, and everyone else has one. I don't make the rules. Oh wait, yes I do. I do make the rules. So there you go. Anyway, enough waffle. I'm not going to cut anything out of this. I'm going to do it as is. Yeah, as I say, I'll put some pictures in. Again, thank you so much to everyone that's been a part of this. 6 years. I can't believe I'm still doing it now. Still talking inane shite. But you guys keep coming back and asking for more. So what was the guy supposed to do, really? You know. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Again, thanks ever so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye bye.